We are doing Moonfall. Moonfall. Take one.
Everybody in the frame?
I think so. I'm not checking this time. It's Moonfall.
Yes.
Welcome back to HM and Big E review things. We will be putting up our new drawn logo, drawn by your daughter. Mm-hmm. So I hope you enjoy that. Today we're here to talk about Amazon Prime videos. One of the things that they're advertising a lot, Moonfall, starring, what's his name?
Patrick Wilson,
Halle Berry, and
that British guy.
John something. Samuel Tarly from Game of Thrones.
That's right. Yes, the Game of Thrones guy. Yeah.
Okay, what are your overall thoughts on Moonfall, homie?
Well, you know, watching the trailer, you know this is going to be one of those, you know...
It's Roland Emmerich, okay? So
right, exactly.
He
Independence Day?
Yeah, he's the master of disaster, right? Like, in that he does disaster movies. Independence Day, 1998 Godzilla.
Right.
He did 2012.
Yes. Okay, I will just say, number one, I don't like disaster movies because they're so big in scale that there's a lot of major plot holes, and you always focus on one surviving family, and then the other group you're focusing on is the people that are trying to save the earth.
Okay.
And you just have to get into that idea of like how they're going to save the earth. There's a lot of technical stuff that they have to explain, and I think this movie is, I guess a lot of people online are saying it's a guilty pleasure, but I think that's a way of saying
it's not a good movie.
It's not a good movie, but you know what? I had a laugh or two.
So you're coming into it not being a huge fan of disaster movies to begin with, but did you feel that it was a good disaster movie? Like, so I know you don't like the genre too much as a whole.
I think the best disaster movie out there is Armageddon, 1997?
Something like that, yeah.
Right.
That was a big year for movies. Yeah.
That was a huge year, and that felt like a true blockbuster disaster with an ensemble cast. I know you're not as big of a fan.
No, I am a big fan. Okay, anyway, continue.
Okay, and we're not talking about Armageddon, but I just think if you're going to compare very similar movies, that one is like Schindler's List compared to this nonsense garbage.
Okay. I think we watch different movies. I'm not sure. I did enjoy. I think guilty pleasure is not every movie has to be Schindler's List.
I know that,
right? And this movie is setting out to be, a disaster movie where it's a little silly. You turn off your brain a little bit. There's some good visuals about the world is getting destroyed and that kind of. There was some really cool visual stuff, and so I enjoyed this movie.
My point is,
mostly.
Why do you have to turn off your brain all the way? Right? Like there are good disaster movies like Pacific Rim that are basically a disaster movie, but you felt there was character development. There was the things made sense. The technology made sense, even though it was goofy and stupid. But this one was like just going into at the end, you were just it was laughable. Like where I think the setup,
I
initial
did
setup
actually
was,
laugh at the end.
Yeah, I know the initial setup was okay.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, it's got some hope, but then it just veers off into.
Well, let's go into spoiler territory because I think we're getting into an interesting point of topic here. So the main concept is that the moon is shifting orbit and is slowly the orbit is decaying and is going to crash into the Earth and it's going to destroy the Earth more or less. Interesting premise, which I think we agreed to. Okay.
Well, but it starts off it just starts off with a mystery. Where he's an astronaut. Right. They're fixing something, and a bunch of swarmy things come and attack him, and that's the mystery. And then the whole space shuttle explodes or whatever. Him and Halle Berry, the survivors, and of course one guy scapegoated. No, she's fine.
Yeah.
But he gets blamed, even though they have the recording of the swarm. For some reason, he gets blamed because obviously it's a cover of it. So there's a lot of conspiracy. Well, every time they do conspiracy stuff,
it's interesting because they did call out Q. They mentioned that someone has Q clearance.
That's right.
And basically that the moon landing was a big fraud and it was a big cover up. And so I think it did kind of give a little hint at that kind of stuff, and goes down that route a little bit.
It was very Armageddon, not Armageddon, Independence Day feeling, where there is a
Right.
crazy scientist that
That's
no
right.
one believes
Right. And he
until
turns out
it's
to be
too
right.
late, and that kind of stuff. So the Master Disaster, it really fits into his wheelhouse. Yeah.
I think that the premise of the moon, losing its orbit and crashing into Earth, and you have to fix that, is good. I thought that was interesting. I thought their explanation and over-explanation on why that was happening, we're deep in spoilers now, that it's an megastructure that was built by old humans that were sent because they were chased by rogue AI and nanobots. That's way too much information.
Okay, but let's just go back for a second.
Okay.
Even the moon coming out of orbit, even if I know that fact,
Yeah.
let's just say there was no alien life, automatically I'm thinking there's no way you can solve this problem. See, in Armageddon, okay,
the very realistic, scientifically
there
accurate.
was one problem. There was
Yeah.
a gigantic asteroid. They
Yes.
got to blow it up. That's
Yes.
the only thing I need to know. And they got to blow up at a certain point in time. They only have 14 days or something.
Right.
This one veers off way too much into this Star Trek universe where even if the moon was crashing, well, how are you going to fix that? Unless you have the Infinity Gauntlet.
Right.
Okay, there's
or
no
a
way.
tractor beam.
Yeah, or something in the Star Wars universe.
Right.
So to me, it's like
No, but and that's what I think. I
Why?
think we're agreeing that the concept of moon falling is good, but the fact that any solution to it, I agree with you, would have to be rather fantastical and unbelievable, and they didn't do a good job writing a story for that. I think the main idea was good, but everything else fleshed out around it to explain it was not so great.
there's a lot of problems with this movie. It's just one thing after another.
I enjoyed the campiness of it, the cheesiness of some of those lines. I'm going to bring you home, and then she does it. The moon is helping us.
These are just laughable.
And even when Michael Pena, his character, dies, no, keep going. No, I love you. And
And he just dies.
I love the cheesiness of it. I feel it's so earnest. And I don't know, I was thinking actually about this movie, because I enjoyed this movie clearly a lot more than you did. But at the same time, we're watching some science fiction shows that we're less than pleased with, that we're very upset about, and it's frustrating. I was wondering why I give this a pass, and why that stuff frustrates me. This stuff doesn't frustrate me because I don't think
it's not taking itself seriously.
Exactly. This isn't trying to be clever. It knows it's being cheesy, and it's being earnest about its cheesiness. I don't need to try to be clever to try to explain, the moon is coming to help us, and just coincidentally, everyone on the airbase has left except for the three of you. I'm okay with that.
Let's go through the story, right?
Yeah.
So he's like this.
I don't think it's worth it to go through the entire story.
But there's problems where they add problems and they add really terrible. There's just no logic in this movie. Like,
Yes.
when they're about to launch a thing,
I know.
they find that one of the engines thrusters are not working.
Yeah.
So Halle Berry's like, "Okay, guys, everybody
Go home.
and don't come back because
Yeah. There's 28 minutes. We have to launch now. We're just the three of us are gonna get ready, even
Right.
though you could easily call back the hundreds of people that just left.
And then they're like, okay, look, we don't actually need that third thruster because the moon will help us.
The moon is helping.
So this stuff like that. But
I'm
why?
okay with that.
Why? And then when they fly up,
Because it has to explain why she has to get on board, because she wasn't going to go on the ship.
why do that in the first place? It should have just been, I'm the mission commander. I need this disgraced astronaut to come join me. That's it. That makes a lot more sense because then she's prepped. She's ready. Like Armageddon again.
No. Armageddon does not properly explain why
they need oil drillers.
Untrained oil drillers would be the best candidates to go
because they need to drill.
No,
that's it.
NASA scientists can't learn how to drill.
No, they can't because drilling it is a lifelong. They explain it in that movie. Again, it's a better explanation than this one where it's like they have this EMP, this random EMP.
I agree with you. I enjoyed Armageddon. I have very fond memories of it. I think we look at it with a lot of rose-tinted glasses.
No, I will watch it again, and I will say the same thing. I'll watch it tomorrow, and I will say that this is like light years ahead, better than Moonfall. Moonfall was. But why do the alien thing? It felt like Transformers.
I thought the alien thing was silly. Again, I think it's a bad explanation, and it ruins the otherwise good movie.
Moonfall felt like it took all the good pieces of other movies
and tried to
shoved it into one movie to be creative. Like the whole alien taking over the Earth thing. If you watch Oblivion with Tom Cruise, that's much better. It's not an incredible movie, but it does it way better. Right, and then you have Transformers, all those like little things, and even Star Trek Beyond had that.
And then one thing escaping.
Right, and it takes a lot. It even takes from Star Trek with the Dyson Sphere concept. Yeah. So there's a lot
that's just general science fiction.
That's general science fiction, but Star Trek did it better. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff that they just. I felt like Roland Emmerich was like, I want my next disaster movie. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but let me just. I watched a lot of movies lately. I'm just gonna take all the stuff and just ruin it. So again, it was just so bad.
I thought there were some really good visuals. Again, that's what I wanted from a movie like this. Okay, just good visuals, cheesy dialogue delivered earnestly. I'm okay with that. I enjoy it. Like the as not even as they're about to launch. Oh yeah, when they launch and all the moon is the gravitational pull of the moon is pulling up the oceans and then that's cool, man. That's kind of like like when the Falcon. Shoots out of the Death Star at the end with the explosion. And
don't even compare it to that. I mean, this is just ridiculous. You're making that comparison. All right, let's compare it to Shawshank Redemption.
No. So actually, I mean, if we're talking about comparison for a movie, I actually don't feel that much akin to Armageddon, even though space and random people going out. I feel in terms of vibe that I get from it as I was watching it, a lot of last year's Godzilla versus Kong.
Just terrible movie. D-.
D-?
So bad.
Okay.
It's similar, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then they have the little side story with
people you don't care about.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with anything. It's just a very similar concept.
Yeah, that's the feel I got. But I feel both movies, again, they don't take themselves too seriously. They're not trying to be too clever. They know that it's a bit silly. They know there are massive plot holes, and they're just kind of doing it for the moment. I'm okay with that. I
just feel like, can't you? Why does it have to go that extreme? Again, like something like Pacific Rim, the first one, was a disaster movie fighting monsters, but there was a lot more thought into like just the look of it and the story. And not the story was great, but like I felt
the world building,
and you felt the gravity of it.
Right.
Whereas when Kong versus Godzilla, they're just destroying everything, and it doesn't matter. People are not in the buildings. It might as well be the
Actually, there are a lot of similarities because they travel through the Earth's to a hollow Earth, and now there's a hollow moon.
A plot that did not need to be there. It just, I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to up the ante and make it cool and make it like when they fly into the moon and it's this gigantic thing. And it's all green screen. Right? Then he has I
didn't like that. I liked it up to that point. I liked it up to the point of the moon as a megastructure and then to fly in. I was saying that I think the movie could have been a lot better if they didn't feel that they needed to explain everything.
That's right.
So somehow fix the moon, and then at the end, like the last shot or a post-credit thing to tease that, they find there's a room or something. There might have been aliens. That would have been a lot more. They could have cut out.
That's right.
20, 30 minutes of it.
Are you saying that they're trying to world build out of this?
Yeah, there might be a sequel.
Moonfall 2, Sunfall, right? I mean, that's pretty insulting to try to do that. Like, I felt like when I saw that, I'm thinking, this guy's got guts.
Okay, all right. I don't know if there's much more here to mine. What is your overall score on Moonfall?
It's a D for me.
Oh no! So
I can't give it.
Is that your first D?
It's my first D. I mean, it's so insulting. It just it was like trying to get through it.
Oh, we definitely watch different movies. No, I think I might have clicked on something else.
No,
I'm gonna give this.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna give this a B-.
Oh man.
I don't think it's even as bad as a C. I think for what it is, for what it tried to do, it accomplished it pretty well. B-.
I just can't get over this. I mean, then I got to give Armageddon A+. I mean, compared to this, man.
Again, Armageddon, I think it achieved what it set out to do, and we'll review Armageddon maybe another time. Yeah, we'll rewatch it, and I think there's a lot of nostalgia there. I think if you go back, there's a lot of...
No, I think Michael Bay knew what he was doing.
We should watch Ambulance. Anyway, okay, that's our review of Moonfall. Let us know if you've seen it. Let us know what you think about it, whether you think it's a D movie or a B- movie. And let us know what you think about Armageddon as well.
Armageddon is great. Okay, that scene where Bruce Willis, Gracie, I'm not coming home. All all their hearts were broken. Okay, and the song.
You remember the name of the character of
Yeah.
Liv Tyler's character?
Grace, Gracie, I'm not coming home, whatever.
No.
And then the music,
Ah,
Aerosmith
yeah,
plays.
the Aerosmith. That was
Right?
emotional.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
good movie.
Whereas this, one last thing.
So many
I thought it was so funny and so blatantly advertised by Lexus.
That's
when they're
right.
in the car,
He's in
it's
the Lexus dealership. It's stuff like this.
And
just-
then and then when they're
drives a
racing
Lexus.
away,
Yeah.
in this Armageddon, the pristine Lexus, and they're like, "Oh, we need to go faster," and he goes in sport mode, and it's it's so fast now.
It's so bad. I mean, it's stuff like this, man. That's why this movie's so bad. Was the spaceship sponsored by Lexus too?
It's not as egregious as the worst product placement movie, Power Rangers with Krispy Kreme.
That's
really
right.
bad too. But this is close. This is
pretty
This
bad.
is pretty bad. Yeah, in the Lexus dealership.
Look, watch it. You might have.
Watch it. Let us know what
you'll
you
have
think.
a good time, but it's
But
seriously.
that's what I mean. If you'll have a good time, why is it a D?
I didn't have a good time. You might have. A good
You just
time.
said okay.
No,
Okay.
I said I did not have a good time.
All right.
It was hard to get through.
Watch it. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you had a good time. All right.
Terrible.
Until next time, this is keep watching things, and subscribe.
Subscribe and like.
Subscribe, like, and subscribe.
Subscribe and like.
All right.